My name is Scott Mason. Welcome to TradeAlyticsLive.com. And today is September 5th, and it's right around 11:25 in the AM. All right, so today the markets they're kind of flat. Yesterday's we had a move on the S&P. They sold it off the first half of the day and then bought it the second half of the day. And you can see here on the S&P that we're still in this channel. We're about midway in the range. The top end of the resistance on the S&P 500, or the SPY, which is the ETF of the S&P 500, is still that 142.25 area to be the ceiling, and the floor would be right around 139.92, 140 area. So right now we're about mid-range. So what does that tell us? We're still undirectional. We still don't know where the momentum is, where the money flow is going to be. So while we're mid-range, we're forced to take cash flow trades and take very quick trades. So today was actually pretty active on the code reds. We had 4 of them. Let's start out with DV, DeVry. You could see this basing channel, and I call it a basing channel because it's been basing here on the bottom of the 52-week low for about 6 weeks now. And we had a buy trigger right above 1950, 55 area for a move up to the top end of the range, just for that quick cash flow trade. So about $1. And then once it gets back up, once it gets above that 2050 area, there's another target right into about $21.50 to $22. So what happened today is had some pretty good volume coming through that trigger at 1950. We took a trade into 20 and covered most of it right around that area, 2010. And now it's just kind of pulled back, sitting at 1918. Today's high so far was 2020. So, we were able to capture a 60, 70 cent trade out of it. And the idea here is just to kind of sell right into that resistance, which is exactly what we did. And now we're sitting in cash on this trade. Until it gets above this resistance area up here, that's when you actually can measure the momentum of that sector, how much volume is coming into the stock, and see if it can close on a 15-minute scale above $20.50. And if it can, then there's a potential another couple dollars, because there is a very large gap from 27 all the way down to 21.40. So you have to be aware of that basing action. It starts to get some legs and some good money flow coming into it. There could be a potentially very rewarding trade in there, but for now we're just taking cash flow trades. So let's get to the next one, which is VVUS. Wedging here. This is called a bullish wedge. You have this support trend line that's meeting a descending resistance trend line. Once it starts tightening up here, you get some explosive action once it starts to break out. So we had a buy trigger that we launched at 22.20, and for a trade right out of this wedge, target area is right around 25.50 for a longer term trade. But again, we're living in an environment right now and a tape right now to where we need to take cash flow trades until we get some more direction in the market. So we're able to capture right around a 60, 70 cent trade on this one. Swing traders, you sell into this inflection point right around 23, and then hold the rest to see if you can actually meet that long-term target. But again, the market's really not doing anything, so we're just capitalizing on nice, quick cash flow trades that you may be in the trade for 30 minutes, for an hour and 30 minutes, but we're able to capitalize on these so far. Let's look at number 3, GiLD. We got this one out well before the trigger actually happened. You can see this 5-week channel. It came out on big volume above 58.25. Added a little bit more above 58.50 just to give us that confirmation and get a good volume flow. I think it was up like 65% normal, more than normal above the volume. So that gave us a little more conviction on this trade. The 52-week high is 58.84. So we actually started our position 58.25, took a trade right into that 52-week high, and it's hovering right there. So if it closes above 59, then it could be a potential candidate to hold overnight. And the long-term trade here is $61 to $62, so about another $2 or $3 on GiLD. So far, 3 for 3, and let's look at the last one, X. X, you can see here, long-term support on X, and this is one thing that I love to point out. The stock came down all the way from 23.50 down to 18.50. So you got about a $5 move over the past 10 trading days, coming pretty close to support. So, what we looked at here, if we look at a 30-minute time frame, it looks a little different than the daily time frame. But let's draw a resistance line. There's a double resistance on this stock right about here. Okay, so you could see the difference on a 30-minute time frame versus a daily, to where we have a buy trigger above 1903, adding more above 1925, and the short-term target is going to be right into $20, so about a dollar move on the upside, and longer-term target, heavy resistance, is right into $20.50. So longer term, about a $1.50 trade. Shorter term, 75 cents to a dollar. We all made some pretty good money on all 4 of these plays. We're 4 for 4 so far. So, and I'm not sure what's going to happen later on today. I mean, the markets were doing very well this morning, and now they've pulled back, and now they're green again. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace, and we are about mid-range. So we're just taking those cash flow trades, and that's going to be about it for today. So again, Scott Mason, TradeAlyticsLive.com. Tune in tomorrow for some Code Red plays of the day, and enjoy your afternoon. Thank you.